Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can. On the Galaxy A12. Who's on the Galaxy A12?
Me, Your Honor, Mr. Benavides. I'm trying to figure out my camera here. It's not working. I might have to use another app on another phone.
You're fine. Just stay quick because this is a show cause and I recognize your voice.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus St. Paul Benavides III, file number 21-00916FY. Mr. Benavides, today was the date that was set for a show cause. Looks like you appeared before the court on a show cause previously because you owe a balance of $429 on this matter. I know you've been in custody for some time, so what is your plan to pay this balance down, sir?
Your Honor, as of right now, I was trying to get in a job just this today, but they've been giving me trouble, and unemployment has been giving me trouble about the new case that it's violent and that they don't want nobody with like court stuff. I've been through already since I've been out like at about 5 jobs, and they don't want nothing to do with me because of all my stuff that I've going through with the court systems.
Let's see.
And I'm trying so hard, but it's just like they're giving me a runaround, not having a job. I even went to the lumber yard and they've been giving me trouble there. I was working there for a little bit because they hired felons, and they still were giving me trouble because they didn't like the fact that I had all these court dates and that I have all these problems. They told me to get my life together and come back. That's all they keep telling me.
They have a point there about getting your life together. You do have a lot of things going on. I'm looking through the file. I don't see where you owe any restitution. And I do think that a portion of this is probably late fees.
And excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I also wanted to ask about, because when I was in Clinton County, I went from Clinton County when they lifted that from that hold on me. They sent me to Mason since I had a hold there for this case to be tethered out. So since that happened, but they said that I had a bond for stolen and receiving property, and I paid a bond on that, and I didn't understand that because I thought that you I don't know, I don't remember. I was on probation, but you took me off probation, but they still gave me a bond for stolen property.
He has a bond on that matter. I'm not sure about that. On this file that you're here today, I'm gonna waive the fines and close the file.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll see, he has a bond, 125. This is the same file with this.
Sorry, Your Honor. I wish I could video you, but I dropped my phone in the water the other day, and I think there's water still in my phone.
Okay,
rather-
the only bond or warrant I see was on this one, but it should be quashed at this point. You guys see
Yeah,
another
they-
bond in it? No, for anybody. He's saying it's on the, yeah, everything else you have here is closed, sir, and this one is about to be closed as well, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. The bond that I have would be through, I have the receipt. I can bring it to you. Or have my father help me email it to you.
Okay, yeah, if you can bring it into the court, we can look at it, but we don't have anything in our system where we're holding a bond for you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You might be talking about something at the 30th Circuit Court. I have Ms.
Um,
Donnelly in the courtroom.
Yeah, no, I remember that one. And then there's one for, it said, Your Honor Simmons, and then the stolen property. And I looked at it, and I thought, I didn't
That was what you were
understand
on
it.
probation for, but we discharged you and closed the file, so, you shouldn't have been
They-
on bond on it anyways, but
Yeah, that's what I
see
was
the bill?
saying.
there's not a warrant pending on you. Yeah, we don't, our records show that there's no bond, everything was paid in full and it said satisfied, so you're all set on that
Okay.
file.
Okay, Your Honor. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, have a good one.
Thank you to you, Your Honor.
Jeremy Deanda. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeremy Deanda, file number 22-01366. SM council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly for the defendant Jeremy Deanda, who is present and standing to my right.
Good morning, Mr. Deanda, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Today's the date that was set for a final pre-trial. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, that's correct. And as is the court's practice, we subpoenaed the complaining victim in this case. I had contact with her earlier this week, and she expressed to me that she was not going to appear today, and she has not appeared today. So the people are not going to be able to proceed at this time.
Ms. Donnelly.
Thank you, Your Honor. With that, we would be motioning for it to be dismissed.
The case will be dismissed without prejudice. Without prejudice simply means that if the victim changes her mind and is ready to move forward with the prosecution, the prosecutor's office has the right to reissue the charge against you. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions at this time? Okay, if you sit tight, we'll get you a copy of the dismissal, okay? Thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Timothy Tyrone Mayo, file number 22-00152 SM, appearances for the record.
Chris Martin for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Timothy Mayo, who is present and standing to my right.
Thank you. How are you, Mr. Mayo? Today was the date that was set for final pretrial. How are we proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. And the people have attempted to make contact with Marquita Calvert in this case. She's the complaining victim. She expressed to our office earlier this year that she was not interested in proceeding. And I have attempted to call her twice in the last week, and her phone appears to be disconnected. The people are unable to proceed without her participation.
Ms. Donnelly.
So with that, we'd be motioning for the court to dismiss it.
The motion to dismiss will be granted without prejudice, similar as the last case. And if the witness changed their mind in the statutory period, the prosecutor's office has the right to reissue the charge against you. Okay, sir? If you want to have a seat, we'll get you a copy of your dismissal and you'll be on your way. Thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Louis Anthony Miller, file number 22-01846 SM, appearances for the record.
Chris Martin for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Louis Miller, who is present and standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Miller? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Today is the date that was set for final pretrial. Are we able to proceed at this time?
Your Honor, I spoke with Miss Lauren McKay earlier, and she expressed earlier this week, yesterday, she expressed to me that she was going to be here today. I'm surprised that I have not seen her here this morning. If we can call the courtroom and see if Lauren McKay is present, that would be helpful.
Is there a Warren McKay in the courtroom? I'll have someone check in the hallway as well. Okay, Lauren McKay has failed to appear.
All right, Your Honor, without her participation, the people cannot proceed.
And we motion to dismiss. Thank you, Your Honor.
The court will grant the motion to dismiss without prejudice. We'll get you a copy of your dismissal. Okay, sir? On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Cody Thomas Sheldon, file number 21-02525 SM, council appearances.
Chris Martin for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Cody Sheldon, who is present and standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Sheldon? Okay, well, today was the date that was scheduled for a final pretrial. Are we proceeding on this matter?
Your Honor, the victim in this case, Catherine Crimer, is present. She's in the court. She is in the courthouse today. There is another more serious matter that appears was dismissed because of Ms. Crimer's failure to appear earlier this summer. She informs me that that was in error. I would like an opportunity to speak with Ms. Donnelly to see if there's an opportunity to resolve both of these cases together rather than proceed to a trial on a more serious charge.
Okay, we'll call off the record on this matter, and then when we have the opportunity to, we'll get Ms. Donnelly on Zoom to talk with you about it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're off the record. You can have a seat, sir. We're on the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Shafton Nikolai Silva. File number is 21-02773. I also have 22-00037. Appearances for the record.
Chris Martin for the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Shafton Silva, who is present and standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Silva? I'm doing well, thank you. Today was the date that was set for final pretrials on both files. Are we able to proceed on these?
Your Honor, there are the necessary witnesses are missing for both files.
Ms. Donnelly.
So I would be asking for the court to dismiss both charges.
The court will grant the request to dismiss without prejudice. That just means that if the witnesses appear later ready to proceed, the charges can be reissued against you. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions, sir? Okay, have a seat. We'll get you a copy. And Robert Earl Kane present.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did we get the proof that was required on this?
Your Honor, it's not, I do not have the proof. Is Adriana Flores present in the courtroom?
Adriana Flores?
I can check in the hall.
There's nobody out there.
All right, then in that case, the people would reserve the restitution hearing if Ms. Flores comes forward with that information.
Okay, well, we've said this multiple times and tied up Mr. King's life enough. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Earl Kane Jr., file number 21-02822. Council appearance, please.
Chris Martin for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant, Robert Kane, who's present, standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Kane?
I'm good at yourself.
I'm doing well, thank you. Today was the date that was set for a restitution hearing and your sentencing. It looks like we reset this a couple of times because we were waiting for some restitution information from the victim, but the victim does not appear to want to participate. This is a matter from, at this point, at least a year ago. So we're going to move forward with your sentencing. You can address the court before sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor. For sentencing, we only ask that any discretionary fines, the court consider waiving them, considering his indigent status. He no longer has the dog, unfortunately. It was taken and put down. So I do believe that Mr. Kane has been punished.
Okay. Waive all discretionary fines and costs. There are some fines that I cannot waive. One of those is a crime victim rights fee of $75. And then there's a state minimum cost of $50. So that I cannot waive. So those will be imposed for a total of $125. When can you make payment of those? You can make monthly payments, whatever you need to do.
Can I speak?
Okay.
So you want me to pay that, but I also have to pay $2,500 for putting the dog down.
That has nothing to do with this criminal case, sir. This is a separate case.
And she can't waive the court.
Okay, that's
This,
fine.
this is the, I can't waive these. That's
fine.
your legislators have a statute that say that these have to be imposed. These are not in my discretion.
Okay.
So when can you make payment on those?
Couple weeks.
You're gonna make payment in full of the 125?
No.
How much you gonna pay in 2 weeks?
$20.
Okay, so a couple weeks from now, let's say September 13th. Also, that you'll make a $20 payment per month until paid in full. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, no.
Any additional matters for the record? Counsel.
None for the defense.
Nothing from the people, Your Honor. If just to be clear, I know that I appreciate moving forward with sentencing today. Is there any if the victim does come forward with restitution within the statutory time frame, we'll inform the court if the court's open to scheduling a restitution hearing at a later date.
If the victim comes forward within the statutory period, then you can motion the court. I mean, and then we'll handle it at that point, but it doesn't sound like the victim is interested at this point.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, sir. Okay. Joyce Jensky, is she in custody? Thank you. What's your name? Oh, is he with you?
What?
Are you with him, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, I think Ms. Donnelly is gonna come talk to you.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
Hey, we're back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cody Sheldon. File number 21-02525, council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Cody Sheldon, who is present and standing to my right.
Okay, thank you. And the parties met to see if they can resolve this matter in lieu of, I guess, reissuing a more serious matter. It sounds like you want a new date and that there was an offer extended. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer was for Mr. Sheldon to plead guilty as charged in this file, and that we would agree to dismiss, or excuse me, not to issue the domestic violence second on the other file, and the people would be recommending that whatever term, a Killebrew agreement to no upfront jail, and also any probation to include mental health, a mental health evaluation and treatment.
And Ms. Donnelly, how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, it's my, just a quick clarification on the offer. It's my understanding that he was charged with 5 offenses in the other file. Is it was it the prosecutor's intention to not, so they just won't refile the other case? It wasn't just, there wasn't a domestic violence second on that. I'm just clarifying.
Your Honor, when we reissue, we essentially take another look at the entire file, and based upon my review of the file, there's certainly a domestic violence second. There may be additional charges, there may be felonies involved, but I'd have to get that approved by a unit chief in my office. And so I can't say exactly how it's going to be charged, but it's not going to be a 93-day misdemeanor. I can say that.
Right, that satisfies my understanding. Your Honor, at this time, since we just got the offer today, we would like time to consider it. We don't mind having this set for another final pretrial where the witnesses aren't scheduled to appear, but we don't mind if witnesses aren't going to appear, that we just set it for a pretrial. But either way, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll set it for another pretrial as to not require the witness to appear again. We can do September 6th, actually. September 6th, actually set that for a plea instead of a pretrial.
Is that for, it may take longer to issue than 1 week, just because our chief deputy is on vacation until after Labor Day.
Okay, I thought this was an opportunity for you to consider, not for them to reissue. I think she wanted time.
Oh,
for her
I understand. I'm
client to
sorry.
consider.
I understand.
Okay. And then if he doesn't accept, then obviously your office will move forward with doing what they were gonna do.
That's correct. Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate that.
Okay, no problem. September 6th at 10, you said?
At 2.
At 2 p.m. Any questions for you today, sir? Okay,
And-
any additional matters for the record?
Prior to 9/6, I will send an email to Ms. Donnelly detailing the charges I would be requesting for reissue if in fact we had to reissue it, just so that all the information is out there.
Okay, wonderful. Any additional matters for you, Ms. Donnelly?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, you're all set. We'll get you a copy of your notice to appear on September 6th. Okay, sir? Thank you. Mr. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I was wondering which matter you were here on, but I was just informed it was Swinehart.
Right.
That's scheduled at 10:30 though.
Yes, and I have a prior conflict, and I just got retained, and I was hoping to get an adjournment so I can get the delivery. And I thought I would just zoom in early.
Okay, sounds good.
Your Honor, if I could make a phone call, the victim in this case, Patricia Post, expressed that she wished to be present for the pretrial.
Well,
I
it doesn't like
believe-
we're having a pretrial. It looks like we're just resetting it because he was just retained.
Okay, so I'll call her and inform her that after we're done here. That's fine.
Okay, September 13th at 10:30 work to reset these.
Let
Yes.
me pull up my schedule. September 13th, at what time?
At 10:30.
I have a trial that starts on the 12th in Eaton County. I'm sure it's a 2-day trial and only a 2-day trial. And I am the number one case.
I didn't hear what you said. September 20th at 9:30.
That would work great.
Okay, we'll reset these for September 20th at 9:30. However, he's got some PA 53 violations. I'm not gonna go that long on.
He does?
Yes, he was set for a violation, arraignment for today.
I was
Because
not
he had-
aware of that.
Yeah, we can make sure you get a copy of this report. But this is actually set for today. It's like 3 pre-trials and 3 arraignments on a violation of his bond conditions. So can you get him back here later this week for the arraignment on those?
Let me look at my schedule quick here. I have not scheduled for Friday.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Your computer's going in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have nothing scheduled for Friday, so I could do anytime Friday.
Okay, let's put him at 8:30. We'll do 8:30 on Friday.
Thank you.
No problem. We'll see you then.
All right, bye.
Your Honor, does the court require the people to appear for that?
Are the people not gonna be here on Friday already?
I think we are. I think it's a PCC day.
Okay, yes, the people should appear for
Okay.
that.
8:30.
Am I all set?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. And thank you, Mr. Martin.
No problem. Thanks, bud.
Your Honor, I'm Cody Sheldon. His father indicated to me that if there any other earlier time we can get on the 6th, he has to work at 3 o'clock to be transported. So I was wondering if there's any time earlier on the 6th.
That's fine. 9:30? You change that on the file? Look at your amendment form.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem.
So, because she failed the group reporter exam, so I don't know.
That's not good.
Didn't sound like she knew about it when I told her. either.
Okay. She was late yesterday, so maybe she'll feel late today, but doesn't, then we'll
Your Honor, I can take this opportunity to see if I can do
do
it.
it more. Okay, well, the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Dennis Costello, file number is 22-01022. SM, council appearance, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Matt Nagel on behalf of Mr. Costello. Mr. Costello is present with me to my right.
Chris Martin for the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. Today was the date that was set for a pre-trial. I have a plea sheet, states that the people have offered for the defendant to plead guilty to an OWI first offense and that he will dismiss the balance at the time of plea. There is a Killebrew agreement to no upfront jail at the time of sentence. Plus $120 cost recovery for the prosecutor's office. Is that your understanding of the plea offer?
That is, Your Honor.
And sir, you would like to take that offer today?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. I have here a plea sheet, an advice of rights of plea information sheet with today's date on it. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Did you review this document?
Yes.
You understand the rights here listed?
Yes.
Okay, you understand that you have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter?
Yes.
You have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecution prove each element of the charge being brought against you, and they have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to question any of the witnesses that they may call. You have the right to call your own witnesses. You have the right to present evidence at trial that you believe will further a defense to the charge. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove or imply that you're guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you want to accept the offer, you would have to give up all of those rights today. That's what you want to do? Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights? Who's threatening you?
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
He's hard of
I'm
hearing.
hard.
Okay, is anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights?
No,
Okay, is anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive those rights?
no.
Okay, there's a Killebrew agreement. That's a promise about sentencing, okay? That promise is between you and the prosecutor. I'm not a party to that, okay? So at the time of your sentencing, I'll have your prior criminal history before me. I'll also have a report from the probation department with a recommendation. If I decide then that I'm going to deviate from this sentence agreement, I will let you then withdraw your plea, okay?
Okay.
Okay. As to the amended or the added count of operating while intoxicated first offense, how do you plead, sir?
Yep.
Factual basis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Costello, on the early morning of February 6, 2022, were you operating a vehicle in the city of Lansing?
Yes.
The city of Lansing is in the county of Ingham.
Yes.
And you were operating that vehicle on Capitol Avenue in Lansing, is that correct?
Yes.
And at the time you were operating that vehicle, you were stopped by a Capitol police officer for going the wrong way down what was at the time a one-way street, is that correct?
Yes.
That Capitol police officer spoke to you and told you that he saw signs that you could be intoxicated, is that correct?
Yes.
So he contacted police and the Lansing Police Department responded shortly after that, correct?
Yes.
And the Lansing Police Department spoke to you and put you through some roadside tests, correct?
Yes.
Following those roadside tests, they gave you a preliminary breath test on the side of the road, correct?
Yes.
And the result, if you were, to the best of your knowledge, was a 0.14, correct?
Yes.
After the PVT result, you were placed under arrest for OWI, correct?
Yes.
And you were subsequently taken for a blood draw, correct?
Yes.
And the result of that blood draw was a 0.206 grams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood, correct?
Yes.
That satisfies the factual basis, Your Honor.
Any questions from you, Mr. Martin?
Nothing from the people.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter will be set for sentencing on Tuesday, October 11th at 8:30 in the morning. When you leave here today, you need to go down to the 5th floor and meet with the probation department so they can get you set up for your pre-sentence report and recommendation, okay? They're gonna do an interview. They're gonna, have you undergone a assessment already for substance abuse?
I did through a Catholic Charities.
Okay, that should be provided to the probation department, okay?
Okay.
Your sentencing can be held via Zoom if you prefer. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor.
Thank you, you're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. Barnes is still in custody though?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, he said.
Sarah, when you have a moment, can I speak to you on Barnes?
Yes.
I'm not following what's going on here. From Michelle, is there a second time referral? Why was not set for sentencing? Unless I'm missing something. This says it's set for P53. Okay. What's your name, sir?
Who, me?
Yes, what's your name?
Joshua Robert Newton.
Okay,
I'm ready.
okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Robert Newton, file number 22-01764, council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
The Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of defendant Joshua Newton, who is appearing by Zoom.
Thank you. Today was the date set for a pre-trial. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, at this time, I would request it to be set for a final pretrial. My understanding there is still an offer of trespassing, and at which time it will expire.
That is correct, Your Honor.
It'll be September 13th at 8 a.m. September 13th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court for your final pretrial.
And jury trial can be set September 20th.
Jury trial will be September 20th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Okay, Mr. Newton,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll see you on September 13th at 8 a.m.
We'll be there.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
And you don't have anyone doing it from the jail?
I haven't seen anyone from the jail. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, um, I'm not.
Do I need to unmute this? Can you see me?
Yo, what's up?
It's Donnelly. No, this is Barnes.
Go.
Oh, wait, no. What I done?
Donnelly, need to speak with your client, Mr. Barnes.
Yes, I do. Hey, Chris, I am missing a police report for Mr. Barnes. He wants to plead his charge to all of his counts today. He just wants to get it over with. With what we have in front of us, but I don't have the police report for the B&E.
Okay. What about the other felony? I just don't know.
I've tried to, he's insisting on pleading his charge to these. He just wants to resolve them and plead his charge to what he's here for today.
So you don't have like the EWAP. Okay,
You guys want a breakout room?
We fine.
sure, I'll get it for you. I'll send
I'm
it
on YouTube, so.
No, I know. Hey, Nick, can you put me back in the breakout with Mr. Barnes? Thank you.
Mr. Donnelly, were you all set with Mr. Barnes?
I am. Mm,
Do you need to talk to Mr. Martin anymore?
No, I believe I just need to get, he's finishing up the plea sheet.
So,
All right, so I'm gonna abide by the Courtroom agreement of time served. There will be a $75 CDR fee and a $25 and a $50 state fee for $125. However, I'm administratively filed. So I'm abiding by the Courtroom time served. This misdemeanor offense. Anything else for the record, Ms. Hagan Lawrence? Anything, Ms. Ross? Thank you. You're all set. Thank you for your prayers.
Okay, we're on the record in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jonathan Troy Barnes. I have file numbers 22-00172, 22-01931, 22-02003, and 2004. Council appearances.
Chris Martin for the people, Your Honor.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Jonathan Barnes, who is appearing separately by Zoom.
Okay, and Mr. Barnes states a date that's set for pre-trials on each of these matters. I have here a plea sheet. It says that the people are offering for the defendant to plead guilty as charged at file number 22-1931 SM and 22-2004, that there's restitution to be determined at the time of sentence, and that the people will dismiss files 22-172 and 22-2003 at the time of plea. Is that your understanding of the plea offer, Ms. Donnelly?
Yes, Your Honor. And then my also understanding is there might be some restitution to Kroger to be determined, I'd imagine, at the sentencing.
Correct. It says restitution to be determined at time of sentencing, victim being Kroger. And it looks like, is it Marcella?
I think it's Mayela Reynaga or Renaya.
Okay, great. Okay, potential two victims. Okay, Mr. Barnes, you heard the plea offer that was stated on the record.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you want to accept that offer today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Okay, Mr. Barnes, you have the right to be represented by counsel in this matter, and you do have representation by the Office of the Public Defender by way of Sarah Donnelly. You have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter, and you have the right to have a jury trial, sir. At the time of your jury trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have the prosecution in each of these files bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of each of the charges being brought against you, and they have to prove each of the elements beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You have the right to question any of the witnesses that the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to cross-examine any of the witnesses or any of the evidence presented, and you have the right to present your own evidence that you believe would further a defense to the charges. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
In order for you to accept the plea offer, you would have to give up all of those rights today. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're willing to give up all of those rights?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, is there any threats being made to you to get you to give up those rights and plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody made any promises to you at all to get you to give up your rights and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you understand that a guilty plea could result in convictions that you may need to report to your current employer, or you may need to report it on future job applications. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you also understand that a guilty plea can result in convictions that may impact any immigration status you may be seeking, such as going to Canada. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you repeat that?
I said that a guilty plea can result in convictions that may have an impact on any immigration status that you may be seeking to enter another country. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay, yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you wish to continue to waive your rights today and plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to count one of breaking and entering a vehicle to steal property, $200 or more, but less than 1,000. How do you plead?
Guilty.
As to count one of malicious destruction of personal property, 2,000 or more, I'm sorry, 200 or more, but less than 1,000. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Do you have a factual basis on those?
All right, thank you, Your Honor. All right, Mr. Barnes, on July 21st of this year, were you at the Quality Dairy at 720 West Jolly Road in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan?
Yes, I was.
All right, and while you were there, did you enter without permission a vehicle belonging to Manuela Reynaga?
Yes.
All right, and did you from inside her vehicle, did you take her wallet?
Yes.
All right. And do you don't dispute that the value of the property stolen was at least $200 but less than 1,000?
Do I dispute it? It
Yeah.
wasn't no money in there when it wasn't, but no, don't worry about it.
But the wallet
No,
itself, yeah, that you don't dispute that even the wallet could have been worth more than 200.
Oh, yes, the wallet was probably worth like 200, yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
she got to return to her though.
All right, and then Your Honor, I have no further questions on that one.
Any questions from you, Mr. Martin, on that one?
Just want to confirm that Quality Dairy on Jolly, that's in the city of Lansing.
Mr. Barnes, when you were at that Quality Dairy, it's your understanding that that Quality Dairy is inside the city of Lansing city limits, right?
Yes.
That's good.
All right. And then Mr. Barnes, on July 28th of this year, were you at the Kroger store at 921 West Holmes Road in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan?
Yes, I was.
All right. And at that time, did you damage a window at Kroger?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And it was and what did you use to break the window?
A stone.
All right. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Any questions on that matter, Mr. Martin?
Just to, Mr. Barnes, you don't dispute that the value of that window was somewhere between $200 and $1,000.
No.
No further questions.
Satisfied with the factual basis on each file, and I'll accept your plea as to each file and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. But I accept these matters for sentencing.
I'm sorry, October 11th.
October 11th at 8:30. Prior to sentencing, you're going to need to meet with probation so they can provide the court a pre-sentence report and recommendation. He has a case manager with CMH, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding that he has Mr. Young at Community Mental Health. I have tried to reach out, but I haven't gotten a reply back from him.
Okay, very good.
You said
Any
October
questions
11th?
today? October 11th at 8:30.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
None for defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set for today, Mr. Barnes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Sally, do you need to speak to Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Your Honor, I'm ready to proceed with Mr. Rodriguez.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David Joseph Rodriguez, file number is 22-02062. Council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
An Assistant Public Defender, Sarah Donnelly, on behalf of the defendant, David Rodriguez, who is appearing separately by Zoom.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Okay, today's the date that's set for a pre-trial. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, at this time, I don't have an offer. I'd be requesting it be set for a final pretrial and jury trial.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Final trial will be September 13th at 8.
September 13th at 8 a.m. in person at the court for the final pre-trial.
Jury trial September 20th. 8 a.m.
Jury trial will be September 20th at 8 a.m. also in person at the court. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, ma'am. Can you repeat
additional
that though?
matters?
I didn't really hear you.
Yes. No problem. Your final pre-trial is going to be September 13th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. And then your jury trial will be September 20th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well then you're all set for today.
Thank you.
No problem. You just joined from the jail. What's your name, sir?
Nishan Jackson.
You need to speak to him at all?
Your Honor, I have already spoken with Mr. Jackson, so I'm ready to proceed. But Mr. Jackson, did you want to have a brief breakout before we go on the record?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nishan Johan Jackson, file number 22-02028, council appearance.
Chris Martin for the people.
An Assistant Public Defender, Sarah Donnelly, on behalf of the defendant, Nishan Jackson, who is appearing separately from Ingham County Jail.
How are you today, Mr. Jackson?
All good, Your Honor.
Okay, today is the date that's set for your pretrial on this matter. Ms. Donnelly, are we proceeding to a final pretrial on this?
Yes, Your Honor, there's no offer. We'd be requesting final pretrial and jury trial.
September 13th. Pre-trial.
Okay, final pretrial is going to be September 13th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. If this proceeds to trial, it'll happen on September 20th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Jackson?
So the next court date is September 13th.
Yes, sir.
Can I speak to Ms. Donnelly separately, please?
Absolutely. We're off the record. Let me move you to room 1. Okay, I assume he was all set because he has left. Mr. Usama Yabata did not appear yesterday either. He was supposed to be here at 10:30 today, so I'm gonna issue a bench warrant.
Yes, Your Honor, it's my understanding the court tried to writ him from Calhoun County. And it didn't work. I don't know why. But it's my understanding that he's being detained by ICE and likely to be deported.
My understanding as of yesterday is he's no longer being detained.
Okay, well then, thank you, Your Honor. I will try to get an update from him.
No problem. I guess I'm gonna put, do we have a interpreter for Mr. Single? I saw the interpreter in the building.
I saw him earlier. I asked him if he was for you at all today. He said no. Oh, yeah, it was for us.
That's not good. Okay, they have not put Musingo on. However, we don't have an interpreter, and that was scheduled for 10:30. So I'm assuming the interpreter is not going to be joining us on this matter today. So I'm going to reset Musingo and request an interpreter. Trinity Blevins, though, she was here yesterday.
She's supposed to. Yeah.
Okay.
So is Blevins a bench warrant?
No, this is Blevins right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, do you need to speak to her, Ms. Donnelly?
Your Honor, I did speak with her previously, so I'm ready to go unless Ms. Blevins had anything.
Ms. Blevins, did you want to speak to your attorney?
No, that's okay.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Trinity Blevins, file number 21-00691. Council appearance, please.
Chris Martin for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Trinity Blevins, who is appearing separately from Ingham County Jail.
Thank you. Today was the date that was scheduled for a pre-trial on this matter. How do we want to proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, I don't believe that there is an offer. I was going to have it set for a final pretrial and jury trial.
That's correct, Your Honor.
13. Final pre-trial is going to be September 13th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. And the jury trial will be September 20th at 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Do you have any questions today, Ms. Blevins?
Actually,
I know what question she has, Your Honor. I wanted to make a motion request or a bond request.
Okay, your question was regarding bond, Ms. Blevins?
yes.
All right, you can proceed, Ms. Donnelly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Currently, Ms. Blevins has been remanded. She has a history of failing to appear for her pretrial conferences in this case. Since we've had, since this case opened a year ago, haven't been able to get her here to set it for a final pretrial. So she was remanded on July, I believe it was July 31st or the 30th, Your Honor. So Ms. Blevins, so she's never been in trouble, been in jail before, and she's been in jail now for 30 days, I believe. I've talked to her. I believe that she's learned her lesson. I believe she might have some mental health issues, but I've been in contact with her grandmother. So I'd be requesting either a personal recognizance or a low 10%, Your Honor, at this case, seeing as how she's been in custody for 30 days. And I do expect her to appear at her court dates from here on out.
Your Honor, the people's request is that if the court does grant a reduction in the bond, that the no contact order remain in place as to Ms. Ledesma.
Okay, yeah, the no contact order will continue for the entirety of the case. The concern I have is, we went over a year without Ms. Blevins coming to court on her own recognizance. So I don't see why she would decide to come now.
Your Honor, if I may speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Mentally, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done. And I'll take a tether if I have to. My grandma's gonna make sure I'm here on time. Like, I don't think I can do it again. I've already been put on suicide watch. Like, this is hard. Like, I definitely learned my lesson for missing court.
What is your home address, ma'am?
3200 South Washington Ave, apartment 538.
I didn't say her for sentencing yesterday. Did I give her credit time, sir? What's your grandmother's name?
Pamela Battle.
What's her phone number?
517-908-6336. I believe she's watching court this morning too as well.
Okay, well, I'm going to grant the request for a personal recognizance bond. You need to make sure, ma'am, that you are back in court on September 13th in person at 8 a.m., okay?
I will, I promise.
You need to make sure Ms. Donnelly has access to get in touch with you, whether it's the phone numbers that change or addresses that change. Ms. Donnelly in the court should be able to call you. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
The no contact order against protecting Alyssa Ledesma will continue. All the bond conditions will continue. Do you have any questions today?
No, that'll be all. Well, actually, so just for clarification, so I'll be able to be released today then?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
None for defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, and I think we said Perkins was in the hospital. Is that what happened?
That's my understanding, yes.
Let's reset that. September 13th at 10:30. So what's your name?
Mr. Musingo.
Okay, Mr. Musingo, we do not have an interpreter today. So we have to give you a new date, okay?
No, I can understand little bit, so I just wanna know what's going on with me, my case. So.
Okay, Yeah, we don't have a interpreter. I don't know if you want to try to speak to Miss Donnelly, but
If,
you'll have to do it without an interpreter.
may I have a breakout? Oh, sorry. May I have a breakout room, Ms. Donnelly, on this before she speaks to Mr. Masingo?
No problem. You're in room 3, Mr. Martin. I'm gonna put Miss Donnelly in room 3. Okay, Miss Donnelly, do you want to speak to your client?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
I'm gonna move to room 4.
Bench warrant.
Ms. Donnelly, were you all set with Mr. Masingo?
Yes, I am. There was an offer, Mr. Mosingo and me just to discuss it, and I believe that he wants to accept it, but, so if we can we have this up for a plea?
Sure. He's already got set for pre-trial, but we can convert it to a plea.
When is the date?
September 13th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
He's all set.
And that's everything for the morning.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bigelow.
Thank you. Mr. Masingo, you're all set, sir.
Wait.